What's up guys, this is Novice and I'm back with another video. So today's video is going to be about creating users using JSON and PowerShell. So the entire point of this is that hopefully you guys will be able to create users in an automated fashion, so that say you have a list of users that you want to pretty much create in your Active Directory environment. Once you have this script, you can store these users within a JSON file, run them through the script, and they'll automatically be created. So with that being stated, let's go ahead and get started. Okay, so it all starts within one of these empty files here. So essentially, I kind of had to think of JSON as an extension of JavaScript, which it pretty much is. I believe it stands for JavaScript Object Notation. So pretty much to start off, these curly braces within JavaScript represent an object. Now an object, I like to think of it as very similar to a class in, say, Java. So it's something that can be called on something that can have multiple different instances of it, but in different ways. So for instance, let's see, since we're doing this specifically for an AD environment, gotta put the quotation marks, gonna do groups. For the groups, I'm not gonna do too insanely much. I'm gonna make it like this. I might actually put these together because it's gonna be a short list of what I believe should be in the group. So it says default there. Let me see. I want to have like 5 groups. What type of groups would be in a regular organization? You know, IT is one I always think of. Might be because, you know, I'm related to that field in some way. Next up, after that, let's see. You know, there's always sales. You gotta sell some stuff to make some money. Makes sense. Oh, HR, marketing, finance. I like those 5. So we're gonna take those. Now after that, we can then create another key value pair. So groups as well as the array that I've just created. The group's name is the key, and the values here, well, the value is technically the array, but once you get into the array, you can then choose between either IT, sales, HR, marketing, or finance. So now we're gonna come here and we're gonna come here and create a key called users. Now this is gonna be a little different. So users, we are gonna start off with an array, but this time we're gonna have an object within our arrays. Wow, they're kind of trying to just do my job for me. But here, probably start off with something such as full name, underscore name. From there, wow, they already have these names out for me. Wow, technology is amazing. I might actually just go ahead and take what they are giving me here, because this will just speed up the process. So here we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I wanted to create 10, so let's go continue onwards. Oops. Let's put a comma there. Oh wow, it keeps going. Honestly, this takes away the thinking on my part. So let's keep on tabbing. So that should be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. You got any more for me? 8. 9, 10. Okay, now with this we have our JSON file that we want to use within our PowerShell script so that we can go through and create all of our users and our groups. So from here, we'll go ahead and save this. Now we want to create another file. I don't know if I have the PowerShell PowerShell downloaded in this VS Code, but if it's not, we'll just download it. So let's see. Let's just call it users and groups. Okay, cool. Now with this, I'll be honest, this is also a time for me to learn how to use PowerShell, because although I know PowerShell, I kind of just know it on the basis of, I guess, knowing a little bit about coding. Because in this instance, I could kind of figure out how to make if statements and whatnot, but I am going to be doing a lot of Googling here. So Google is going to be my best friend in this video. Now let me see. So first, what I would want to do is to create pretty much a function. I might be doing this wrong on here. Yep. So immediately we're going to Google or ChatGPT. We'll see. Yeah, why not bring chat here? How can I create functions within PowerShell? Oh, I was going about it the right way. Okay. So we're gonna go back here. Now I want to have at least two functions for right now. Function create users. No, not yet. Give me some time. And then another one. Oh yeah, look at this. They're reading my mind. Okay. Now with the function create users, what we're gonna do, as you saw, there is a param variable which pretty much determines the type of parameters that you'll be using here. So let me see, I just need a single parameter, and that parameter, we can call it whatever we want to. So we'll call it, yeah, let's say user list. User list. And now after taking in that parameter, what can I do from here? I now have the user list. What I want to do is go through, something got on my nose. What I want to do is go through, come to the username, come to the users, using the full name, probably determine, well, we have the username right here. So using the full name, username, insert the users into the group. And we also have to find a way to create a password here. So let's do this. I believe it should start off the same. So this is perfect. So for each user list. Okay, I'll take that. For each, yep, for each user. And for a lot of this, we are kind of going to use what they're saying because, well, they kind of already have it here. But let me see. I believe I also have to find a way to convert the JSON file here. How would I do that? I think I have a note on this. Let me pause this and grab that real quick. Okay, I was able to find it, so I actually put it down here because we'll probably use this in the future. So get content. And for this one, we'll do it from that setup JSON file, and then convert from JSON. do is put this in a variable, which, let's give it some random name. I'll just say a list. That should be simple enough for me to remember. And then at the end of all this, we are going to simply use the create users group. We're gonna probably run it like this. I'll have to double check if that's the right information. Enter and accept this. Now let me see. From here, what can I do? You now have the list of each user. So for now, for each user in the users list, we want to create a new AD user. I spelled this wrong. All right, there we go. See how I can go about doing this. Name, user.name. Okay, full name. Let's do that. Name will equal to user dot full underscore name. And then we'll do given going to be, let me see if I can do this right. Sign user dot full name. It's a there read, am I right? Alright, dot split. This will essentially just take the first, so I'll just use an example here actually. So here the name is Alice Johnson. What the split function does is essentially split by the space in between, and then it pretty much treats these two as if they're in an array, and it takes, as you know, arrays start from a 0 index, so this would be 0, this would be 1. So here, when it splits and then uses a 0, it's pretty much grabbing the name Alice, Bob, Catherine, David, so on and so forth. Now I'm gonna do the same for the last name or the given name. Surname. Oh, I said given name, it was surname. Alright. And yeah, here they already have what I want to do. So user dot full underscore name dot and then also one. As I said, after it splits based on the space between them, it understands that they are now treated as if they're in an array. And like I said, 0 is the first, and then 1 represents the second or the second item in the list. But it is represented with the number 1. Now moving forward. Yes, I'll make the Sam account's name. That's what nope. Be the same as that username. So user dot user. So let me see here. Yeah, so that just takes these usernames and then makes it the Sam name. I forgot what Sam stands for, but it makes it the Sam name. Sam account name. I think it's security account manager actually. Hopefully I'm right about that. I'll put it up here, but let me see. Then the user principal name, I'll be honest, probably gonna be the exact same. Of course, have to add the domain at the back. Alright, let's do this. Where's the and if I'm not wrong, my domain name is myfirstdomain.com. finally we have the password. Now this one, I do see what it's trying to do here, but so that I can prepare us for some of the future videos, what I want to do is pretty much grab an actual password from a password list, a well-known password list that meets the length requirements that my password policy has at the moment, and then from there we'll be able to do certain attacks, certain downgrade attacks for password policy that we can play around with and get weaker passwords in the future. But right now, that is the route I want to take. So let's go online and look for some password lists. Alright, China, I need your help. It does want us to be secure, and you know, security is good, but right now we need this to test. So let's see. I just want to see password list real quick. Let's see. I don't want to download it, I just want some of the passwords here, I believe that my password policy has it so that it needs numbers as well as a special character. So let me look for passwords that meet that requirement. Alright. What we'll do, we'll probably also add these to the JSON file and use these as well here. This one we just wanted in an array. So that's one. Let's see what we got. See if this one works. That makes 4. Yeah, 5. 6. Seal. I'm gonna choose this one, make that 8. Yeah, sure, we'll do that. 10. Okay, now this password list. Also have to come back here. Let me actually first save this before I lose any of my progress. Got scared of that after someone at work told me something that happened to them. So that will make it so that users and passwords are taken as parameters, and then from there we can actually add the account password group here. Let's do it. password list at a time. So what I'm going to do here is that once this starts, there'll be another variable in here called plength, which will equal to 0. And I'm guessing you can come here, count password, go through the password list. What we want to get is the plength, right? Yep. Now after that, for this we want to make sure that the plength gets increased. Yep, so it gets increased within the same for loop. Enter. Look at that. Alright, let's go ahead and save that. Now you have to create the groups. Alright. So it's the same thing here. Okay. So for each group and group list, new ID group, group.name, group.name. No, just group. Right. I think this pretty much does it. You see, so soon what we'll do is we'll have to transfer this file to our workstation machine, have this ran on there, and see if this actually goes through and creates the users. If it does, we should be able to log in using one of the passwords that we created that is tied to one of these users. And then from there, we will have our vulnerable users as well as our users groups created through JSON and with PowerShell. So if you give me a quick second. Okay, we are actually not done. Almost forgot one of the most important parts, which is adding these users to the groups that they belong to. So let me see, I don't remember how to do that, so to a good friend ChatGPT. Add local group member. Oh no, we're trying to do domain. So let's see. Add AD group member. Okay. And then members. Delete the name. Alright then. Let's do this. Let's go to the end, do this again. Oh, it's funny, it genuinely just does this for me. I was just thinking about this. It almost makes you think that it can hear everything I'm saying. So, let me go ahead and save this. Okay, now you have this saved. Now we have to move this over into our Active Directory environment. And once we do that, we can go ahead and give this this one. So let me save this. Now we gotta open up VM Workstation. Let's see if I remember these passwords. I can go to my first workstation. Alright, so it loaded up. Let's see what we can get from here. Okay, let's see if I remember this password. Oh, I was about to start bragging. Just had to wait a little longer to get my dreams crushed. Alright, let's do this. Whatever it comes up. So first I will need the File Explorer. This should help me to create a folder to keep all these things in. Once that's created, I can put the JSON file in there as well as the PS1 file. And then from there, we can hop onto the command prompt, run that file, and see if the users are actually created. If not, I might need admin permissions. Depending on if I remember or not. I might hop onto the other desktop to do that, or the other, not desktop, the domain controller to do that, because I'll have control over the domain to do so. So we shall see. Close out of you. Okay. Yeah, I might have to up the resources on this one. Like I said, I believe it's 4 gigs of RAM, but it's hard to believe that it's acting as slowly as it is. But that's okay. Let us create a new folder. This one will be I hereby WDA the environment. Only I could spell. Boom. Okay, let's open this up. Now let's see if we can create a file from here. New. And then text document. What are we gonna call this one? Setup.json. Okay, now let us see, open this up, see if we can copy these. Oh, whoops. We can copy this from here into here. Oh no, I want to retype it. Yeah, looks like that's what I might have to do. That's a lot of work. Alright, I will move this information over and then I'll come back and we can test it together. Alright, I was able to move everything over, and now what I want to try to do is try to run this in PowerShell and see if it actually works. Let's run this as admin. Click yes. This might or might not work, because from what I'm seeing, it doesn't look like it's getting any connection for some reason. But if that's the case, I'll probably try this from the domain controller and see what happens. getting a little late, so I will finish this up later. And from what I'm seeing, I probably just have to use just PowerShell instead of putting it in a notepad, and we will see if that works later. Alright, what's up guys? This is Novice and I'm back, and I'm pretty much just gonna be completing the video where we'll take a group of users, put them into a JSON file, and then convert them into actual users in our AV environment. So let's just get right into it. So before I get started, I do want to let you know there were a few changes made because I realized that there were some errors. So prior, this for each was spaced out, which made an error for the entire function, and then the for each had to just put them together to make that for each correct. Same thing at the bottom. Next up, instead of using commas to separate the parameters, I pretty much just listed out the parameters using the actual names of the parameters, set them next to each other, and so with that it should just automatically be accepted. And finally, I am going to work on creating a password, because I learned that this type of password would not work correctly. Only a password using, I believe it was the convert to secure string function should work. So that's what we're gonna do. Come here, boom, let's get you right here. Create something called password, set it equal to convert to secure string, and then we'll enter what we had before. Password list, boom, boom, and then p-length, let's go end there, then it has plain text, and then finally this. And then lastly, we are going to come over here and change this to just be pass up. It's trying to run away from me, but change this to just be password. Come on, play nice, play nice. Okay, doesn't want to play nice. Change this to be password as opposed to password list. And from there, we can save this. Save it in this downloads folder, AD folder. I'm gonna give it the same name here. Then just leave it like this. Then let's give that a save. And I'm gonna try to run it on here. I'm having the belief that it won't go through because for some reason it's still not connecting here. But I do want to see if it does work, then we're in the clear. Cannot be loaded because running scripts is disabled on this system. Okay. I believe it's set execution policy. Let me see. See, the power of the internet makes things so much easier. Okay, so set execution policy to be remote signed. Come on. Remote signed. Yes. Access to the registry key. Let's do it. So it's saying that I have to add the scope to be current user, so I'll do just that. Let's try it again. Say yes. Okay, now we're going to try to run this again and see what happens. Convert from is not a recognized name. Convert from, what are they saying there? use convert from somewhere here. If you guys see it, oh. Nah, I see it. There we go. Save that, run it back. Okay, so I'll have to give it the full path. See if this works. And boom. I'll save this a try. Why do I keep messing this up? I can't spell. I just saw the mistake, guys. Okay, close. Just close. Let's come here. This is why I tell you guys spelling's so important. The issue prior was that I had the N in the wrong place, and I resolved that issue by just removing the N completely. Okay, now let's come back here. Let's run it back. Is not recognized as the name of CM. Let's check the spelling of the name. Oh, okay. So now I have to close and reopen it. Alright, come on. Because it does not exist. You're not gonna cut me any slack, are ya? AD environment. Okay, now we're gonna try the .txt part. Let's see if that works. Oh, it looks like it's going through. Okay. Let me see. Add new. Add. So it looks like add or new AD user, as well as add AD group member, are not recognized. And somehow the add AD group is, wait, add AD user. Sorry about that, guys. I'm now just trying to figure out what's going on. Let's see. New AD user. Right. Okay, let's see if these are real. This right here is what we always have to have available. Is it because we didn't set a name? Let's see something. Maybe we have to import the module. Well, yeah, that's not gonna work. Alright, let's come in here. And it should just be active. Active directory. Yep, let's see what happens. Okay, so now we're gonna do the original plan. Switch over to the domain controller and try to do it from there. I'm gonna pause because this might take some setup, and I will be right back. Alright guys, I'm back. So during that intermission, I pretty much was able to move the users and groups PowerShell as well as the setup.json to the domain controller. Honestly, that took a little bit more work than I thought. I had to get used to using Windows Remote Management, and I honestly might make a quick video about it so that you guys won't have to go through the same confusing process that I did. But I finally got the files to the actual right computer. So I'm going to share my screen now. We're gonna run the script, and then hopefully it creates the users. We'll test out to see if they're actually there, and then that'll be the end of this video. Cool. Alright, let's minimize this. Let's go ahead and run it. Oh, errors, that's great. Oh, okay. I think I might have ran this earlier then. It says that the specified groups are already created, but doesn't say anything about the users. So my hope is that the users have already been created as well, but we can now check that. Let me close this and reopen it. Like I said, I'm doing a lot of back-end work to actually get the Windows Remote Management to work. It's crazy how simple some things are, but it's like if you don't know them, they're gonna trip you up very badly. But oh no, I need PowerShell actually. Alright, so what we're gonna do is get AD user and then filter all of them. Okay, and here you can see that all the users have finally been created. Now, let's see. Yep, starting from, well, these are already here, so let's leave those alone. But here you can see Bob Mitchell, Alice Johnson, are there two Bobs? Oh man, didn't even realize. Catherine Lee, David Brown, so on and so forth. But let me see. One final thing I want to test is that we are actually able to log in as one of these users. So let's see if we are. There's no switch user option here. Alright, let's sign out and see what we can do. And then let me actually open the setup file here so I can see one of their passwords. Where is it? You guys can't see the screen, but it's okay. Alright, it's gonna open. I'm not sure which screen it's gonna open on. Oh, okay, we're gonna press OK. Okay, it's only on my screen. So, good luck the rest of y'all. Alice.j. And what is her password? Okay, so it does look like it actually did work. but it might not have the proper permissions to log into this Active Directory environment, or not this Active Directory environment, but this specific domain controller. But it does look like the user actually created. I would test it on the other workstation, but it looked like it was having internet issues. So we'll probably do that in the next video when we get to the next part, which is most likely going to deal with cracking passwords. So a spoiler, but you know, you guys are going to be there, so it's going to be enjoyable. So let me switch back to full screen. So that is pretty much the end of my video. Today we went over creating users and creating groups in an automated fashion using .json files, which is a JavaScript object notation, I believe, and then using PowerShell to actually run it on the system. As we saw, the users were created. We weren't able to log into the domain controller. I do think I know the issue there, but I think it's because it's not domain admin, and I'll actually set something up to make a few users domain admin so that we can test that later on. But we were able to actually create the users and the user groups. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you have any questions, feel free to put them in the comments. I'll try my best to answer them. Let me see, if you liked the video, go ahead and like the video. If you didn't like the video, please tell me why. I'm always trying to improve. But once you do that, still go ahead and like the video. And subscribe to the channel if you like what I'm doing here. And then if you also just want to see me do different things, I'm also thinking about not just branching away from cybersecurity because it's still something I want to do, but also looking into doing some coding stuff because I've gotten an interest for that as well. But that's it for me for now. Hopefully you guys enjoyed the video, and I'll catch you in the next one. Novice out. Peace.